In the past few years, as part of my exploration through the temples of India and a great way to spend time with my family, I happened to visit few temples of religious importance, traversing long arduous journeys over days by road, rail and airplane, making stopovers at some beautiful picturesque locations in between. These religious trips took me across to Ganga Pujan at Haridwar. Known for the spectacle is this spot at Har Ki Pauri where every evening people gather to pray to river Ganga. This place alone attracts millions of pilgrims. Mansa Devi in Haridwar takes one picturesque trolley ride uphill to visit the three Devis of Haridwar. Known as the abode of Lord Balaji, Tirupathi in Andhra Pradesh is known for the lakhs of contribution received from pilgrims, making Tirupati the richest temple in the world. Vaishno Devi in Jammu and Kashmir is the abode of goddess Durga. Getting to the temple takes 13 to 14 kilometers of walk one way on the swirling path of a mountain. Over the years, the temple has become a part of a walking trek to visit the deity and has so been developed. These are pictures of Badrinath Temple in Uttarakhand, some 500 kilometers from New Delhi by road. This is one of the toughest terrains to cross. Landslides, lack of proper roads, snowfall. This township is self-sustaining and attracts millions of tourists. Known for the worst landslide and floods in 2013, this is one of the Chota Char Dhams called Kedarnath. One way to get to this place is by helicopter. The other way is a 17 kilometers walking trek across the mountains and river. Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu is a pilgrimage town and Ramanath Swami Temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva. To get to Rameshwaram, one has to cross the longest bridge of India. Known for its architectural beauty, Meenakshi Temple in Madurai in Tamil Nadu is dedicated to goddess Parvati and Lord Shiva. India is a land of sacred places of worship with a diverse historical background, and most have undertaken a journey at least once in their lifetime to visit a temple or a Tirth Sthan miles of distance away from their homes.
I have been to Puri Jagannath, I have been to Konark Temple, I have been to Rameshwaram Temple, I have been to Meenakshi Temple. Then I have been in Vizag, there's a Simachalam temple there. Hyderabad's Birla Mandir.
There are quite a lot of temples I've been to throughout India. Right from say to Birla Mandir in Hyderabad to Vaishno Devi in the north. I've been to majority of the temples, be it Shirdi, be it Tirupati, be it Puri Jagannath Temple in Orissa or Konark Temple, the Sun Temple at Konark, and Haridwar, Rishikesh.
I've been to Shirdi, and there was this Meenakshi temple that I'd been to in Mathur recently, and there was this temple that I went to in Tanjore.
I think end of the day, the reason why people go is very simple, that believe they have in God. An atheist would not travel 17 kilometers, 70 kilometers and go till there. A person who has that strong belief in God will definitely go there.
Across the temples, what one notices is the unshakable faith of the people. Most of us know our country from the myriad sounds of bells tolling in a temple. We also remember our endless nights with the noises of a jagaran kept to appease the gods for a wish fulfillment or merriment of a wish fulfilled. We also remember the streets dirtied by volunteers to provide free drinks and food to every passerby. Often the visit to these temples is a revelation of a great architectural heritage that our country possesses, while for some it is the trek to each of these temples that is fascinating. For others still, it is the drama of being a part of the temple procession, aarti, paying obeisance, coming together of so many people to bow down to the same god, chit-chatting, playing in the open fields around the temple, and often dozing off in the safe haven near the lap of God's own home. These majestic, mesmerizing temple culture is an epitome of the creativity, heritage, and the myths that existed since centuries back. Often the stories behind these temples are unbelievable but become a part of the understanding of a rather complex culture that binds us all together as Indians. Yet many will agree that experience of visiting a temple is not the same anymore as it may have been decades ago.
The darshan part, sometimes it gets so congested, you feel so suffocated in the crowd. So the only thing that these temples, wherever we go, require is crowd management.
Especially in Tirupati, the maximum number of seconds that you can stand in front of the deity or the idol is not more than 3 seconds. So it's pretty sad that you spend hours in traveling, standing in long queues, just for 3 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds, and you're just pushed away or pulled away by the security guards.
One could argue that on one hand these temples stand as a test of faith in the Lord, on the other hand they have become destinations of pleasure and adventure where people seek families and friends during vacation time rather than attaching themselves to the faith and journey of being one with the Lord.
A lot of temples are heritage sites. I think more than heritage sites, now they've become tourist destinations where people come, have a nice picnic, have a nice time and go back.
Our generation, we wouldn't be going to the temples for the beliefs that we hold or because of the myths that we carry. But then I think it's more of the adventure, as you say. It could be adventure for the youngsters, but for people above our generation, maybe our parents or grandparents, it's more of the myth and the belief.
To save our temples is to build the infrastructure and a system to save millions of lives of people year after year.
I think the government or the tourism department has to actually start reconstructing these temples, or at least start building outer walls to these temples where the structure which was built by kings or people in the past for over hundreds of years.
I think one of the most important aspects that can save our temples is maintaining hygiene and cleanliness. I think wherever a person would want to go, he would expect that place to be really neat and clean and not things littered here and there, little prasad fallen and things like that.
There are several ponds in all the temples that we go to, especially in South India or wherever it is. I think they should start this cleansing process of the ponds where the water has been stagnant for years together.
It can be made better if there are no those VVIPs and VIPs and ordinary darshan lines, because everybody who goes to the anybody who goes to the temple is equal in the eyes of God.
Most of the tourists actually scribble on the walls. I think that should be curbed.
The resilience, patience, and never giving up attitude of the pilgrims should be lauded and assisted to educate each and everyone to take responsibility of one's own actions. be it a journey to a Tirth Sthan or making it every morning to a temple next door.